Let's go to retire-inspired author Chris Hogan. Chris, always good to have you, especially on a day like this. What do you tell folks who are, particularly young folks, who say, oh my gosh, I missed the party and now I'm getting clobbered?
Well, Neil, I would tell them to take a collective deep breath and really understand what it is you're trying to accomplish. You want to understand what it is you're doing and what it is you're trying to accomplish. So put on blinders and stay focused and stay committed for the long term.
What does that mean? I mean, I've always talked to people, and I've always subscribed to this since I was your age, that just put a little bit into the market every month. You'll get more shares when markets are banged up, fewer shares when they're a little richer. But over time, this so-called dollar cost averaging, it's not an Einsteinian principle, but that you'll be rewarded for that. What do you think?
Well, you hit the nail on the head. Being consistent over time will help you get to progress. So utilizing the 401k, utilizing the 403b, putting in that set dollar amount, and I tell people to invest 15% of your household income, it will put you way ahead of where you would be.
Is that 15% of your gross household income, your net? What is that?
Well, looking at it, it's based on growth, because on your gross, because I've never had anybody get to retirement and be a millionaire and tell me, Chris, I've got too much money. So that 15% is the rule. Stay committed to it and stay focused. You
know, a lot of people, too, have debt, and they're wondering in a rising rate environment whether they should pay off debt. Cheap as it is, it's not cheap now. What do you advise people to do?
Well, I think in times like this where there's nervousness about the Fed raising interest rates, so people that have debt, especially if it's adjustable rate, they're going to be caught in a trap and their debt payments are going to go up. So for me, debt is always a threat. It's a threat to your now as well as your future. So I would encourage people to attack that debt. And again, Neil, when you start to look at it, you take the big 30,000-foot view, debt limits you and there's an opportunity cost to it because it ties up your money now and prevents you from growing it later.
So if you had a choice between putting more money into a retirement account or paying off, let's say, a mortgage, I guess it would depend on the rate of the mortgage and how soon you're going to retire, but what is a rule of thumb on that?
Well, my rule of thumb is this. If I'm doing the 15% in my 401k or my 403b or my TSP, I'm going to take the extra money and throw it toward the mortgage. So I'm always doing the 15%, but any extra money coming in, I'm going to attack that mortgage. And look, you eventually will pay off that house. And imagine now your mortgage payment isn't leaving you, but you're able to use that to catch up on saving for retirement or using it to give to charities you believe in.
All right, Chris Hogan, thank you very, very much. You know, we don't have your options with that incredible voice of yours. You can do voiceovers for financial firms that are saying, here, give us your money. Chris, it's always good seeing you. Retire-inspired author, multiple bestsellers on just common sense stuff you should think about, maintaining your cool.